Hey everyone, welcome to the Outlet. I'm your host Kayla Looney, and today I have something exciting to announce. This is the last episode of season 1. Woo! Insert, the crowd roar, cheers. Hold it. Right, the crowd goes wild. So I was thinking, since the last episode of the season, why not I bring the two people of my, guests that came season 1, and we'll have a little reunion and talk about some things that we talked about before, and some other things that comes to the table. So, y'all already know who these are, but they're just gonna say their name again,
Ladies first, I'm Sydney.
And I'm June.
All right. And then their Instagram will be, put here, wherever, follow them on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Follow everybody on Instagram. Good networking skills. Anyways.
No way.
Right?
And subscribe.
Right. Subscribe.
Let's take a minute. Did you subscribe?
To my YouTube channel.
Hit that bell notification down below and press subscribe.
It's you knowing the script for me.
Hold on, you gotta give them like a couple seconds to subscribe.
I got
time.
We'll wait.
Go ahead or not, bro. You just watching. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And while you at it, go back and watch some of the previous videos.
No, exactly.
After this one.
Stay on here and then go back.
You subscribe?
All right, let's get started. All right, so earlier in this season, I talked about choosing yourself. So my first question for you guys are, what are some ways that you guys found that you were choosing yourself this year?
Ladies first.
Some ways I chose myself this year in many ways. I feel like in previous years I had a lot of things that I was holding myself back that weren't really technically physical things, physical obstacles, but more so mental obstacles. So I feel like I really kind of tried my best this year to like push the grain and go against like my negative thoughts and just like do it anyways and just see where trying would just where the minimum would get me. So I feel like in that way I chose myself and against my fears and against maybe old habits or things that I used to do. So I just went against my own narrative.
Kudos to you. That takes a lot of grit and strength to do. So kudos to you.
I agree. You feel me? Like this year, I really took the initiative to like stop doing the things that the bad habits that I had, like going out when I could have been studying or doing all the wrong things that I could have been taking to work on my craft as a student athlete. And I feel like that took me a long way by choosing me and breaking down and working on my craft and made me a whole better person this year.
I like that. Kudos to you too. That's really good. It takes strength. Some ways that I agree with both you guys. Some ways that I chose myself this year was saying no.
I agree.
Saying no.
The way your voice quivered.
No, because usually I say yes to everything, but this year I was like, no. Kayla can't. No. Can you? No. So sorry.
Period.
Gotta say no sometimes.
Exactly. And in that way, I've learned some new things about myself. I've learned the importance of solitude, of literally being alone and not necessarily associating that feeling with loneliness. So I chose myself in that way, and I'm very, very proud because man, at some point you start spreading yourself thin. And I mentioned this in the first episode as well, was don't overextend yourself for nobody. I said this last time. I was given advice, and the advice was, if you feel like you're losing something and you feel like you're overextending, don't give it. Like, it's okay. Like, if you feel like you're at a loss and you have to question, like, is it worth it? Do I want to don't do it. If someone asks you, for example, this is a bad example, but whatever, someone asks you for money and you are only willing to lose $2, only send $2, or just don't send it at all.
Or even this, having boundaries in place in the first place, because let's say you're saving for that week and you know that for that week, let's just hypothetically say you only have $50 to spend for that week. And then someone asks you for money and they need 20, and you know your budget was 50. That's taking 20 out of what you have to offer yourself. Sometimes you simply just have to say no. Other times, like, not gonna say that you can't say yes. Like, again, we have our times when we know how much we can extend, but it's very important to keep those boundaries for yourself.
Exactly, I agree. Like, knowing that right now this week I can't give more than what I already set my budget to. It may be in another month when I'm blessed and I have a little more in my pocket, I don't have no problem. But as of right now, it's just, instead of saying yes all the time and then you're losing, like, there's some times where I've given and it's just like, dang, like, I'm at a loss now. Like, I have to recalibrate, I have to restart. And it's like, for what?
and for who.
Exactly. Because when it's time to do the same thing for me, where is everybody?
I feel like, you feel me, I agree with everything y'all saying, you feel me, like, and that takes discipline as a person, you feel me, self-discipline, you feel me. Yeah, some of us, you feel me, I know a lot of people that they don't say no because they scared, you feel me, they scared to say no because, like, you feel like you owe somebody something, say somebody that did something for you, but it's not the same magnitude, and they actually do something, you feel me, even greater, and you say yes because you're scared, oh, I owe this person something. But no, you don't have to, you feel me, it's okay to say no, and if somebody really mess with you, like, they gonna understand that. No.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true.
I always say that you don't always, I'm not a tick for tack person, and I always say that, like, it's not, okay, I did you a favor, now you have to do me one. Like, I don't see it that way. It's just, if it so happens that you need a favor done, I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't have an issue doing things for somebody if it's not obstructing what I got going on. And if you can't respect that I have other higher priority things going on, then, I mean, I'm sorry, ask someone else. Again, you can't be mad because someone said no. At the end of the day, I always say you can't be entitled. You're not entitled to anybody.
That's true. That's true. Especially if it's a favor that you're asking for the person to do. Like, you are not entitled to that person's time.
It's so unfortunate.
Yeah, it is sad.
That it's so hard for people.
No, it is. It's very hard for people.
And I get it. Because because it's not only just friends, it's family.
Yeah.
And that is a big one, because they will love to throw stuff in your face and make you feel like you're being the bad person because you have goals for yourself, or you got things that you need to focus on. And sometimes focusing or getting in alignment doesn't look the same for everybody. So some people can't relate to that. So someone might see you as being selfish. They might call you names, call you whatever, and it's just a matter of understanding another person's situation.
That's what you gotta understand though. When you choose you feel me, when you choose you gotta understand that all that negative gonna come with it. You feel me?
That's true.
Once you accept you, but at the end of the day, I always say this, my favorite line: nobody got you but you. You feel me? So if you choose you and all these people coming for you, you gotta be at peace with yourself to know, like, I'll take this because I did it for me.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. You have to want it, like, you have to want peace, and you love yourself. You know yourself enough. Like, yeah, no, this is for me this time, and I'm gonna say no, and that's okay. And that's okay. And that even, we kind of touched base on what my next questions were gonna be, is like, is this selfish, and what are some challenges that, you know, come with choosing yourself? And like Julie said, you know, you have to understand that when you choose yourself, you are going to get backlash. People are going to not like it, and guess what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, when you're, because that's the thing, like, they want you to do something, but they want you to be successful too. So which one is it?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when success comes with sometimes saying no and choosing me. Success comes with sometimes I have to isolate myself in my room and be literally focused on my craft, my drive, on everything, and motivate myself. Like, that's what success looks like. You know what I'm saying? The back end of success. People only see when you get there, but don't see the process that it took. You're gonna win and lose people on the scale up. So it is what it is.
Support is so important during those times as well. It is. Because, again, and you have to have to understand that not everybody is going to be on that same journey with you. Everyone's path is different. Like, I was going to say something.
Everyone's path looks different. Moral of the story, everyone's path looks different. And you have to be okay with that. You really do. I'm tired of, like, you know, and feeling like I have to explain myself if I say no. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
you don't have to.
You don't have to.
No is
that's it.
There's no
no
after. It's period.
Yeah, you know? Can you, Kayla, can you? No. Why?
No.
Respect.
I feel like you just gotta say respectfully.
Yeah, of course.
Respectfully,
no.
My friend. No, I'm gonna have to pass. I'm so sorry. No, like, no. And then you feel good though. Like, low key, like, I feel bad at because it was hard for me. I'm not gonna lie, to say no. I was just like, dang, I feel like I'm disappointing them. I'm always there. Like, maybe they needed me. Not my problem. It's not my problem. Like, I have to focus on me. Like, I need me. I need me right now, so therefore I'm gonna have to be there for me. And in those times where I'm like, you know, I decide not to engage in a, you know, an engagement, or I decide not to go, or sometimes, like, it even looks like canceling last minute. It is what it is. You have to listen to yourself. If you know, because I know, at least for me, if I'm having a horrible day and I go out, oh my gosh, like, I start dropping things, I start making foolish mistakes, like, everything just starts crumbling. It's best that I should have just stayed home. Start saying things I shouldn't have said. It should have just stayed home. You know, so just listen to yourself, be in tune with yourself. It's okay. It is selfish, but it's selfish for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not because you're being greedy. You know, you're just trying to channel that energy into yourself so that you can be a better person for people, and people don't get that. But it is what it is, like I said.
I remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna use the example of, I don't know if you guys heard of or saw the movie King Richards, but basically that's the movie about Serena Williams' father, because he had a whole plan set out for both of their lives. Everything, he had the plan. He knew exactly what they were going to do. He knew Serena was going to be much better than Venus, and Venus was going to be at the top of her game when she was. Like, he knew everything. And in the movie, it shows like the struggles that they went through. Like, for example, the neighbor right in front of their house was this like older woman, and she would always like cuss him out for like taking his kids to the tennis court because they'd always come back late. He's like, you're overworking those kids. Like, even got to the point where she called child services on them to come into the house. And he was like, if I'm trying to keep my kids off the street, like, how does that make me a bad father?
Yeah.
Don't come in here and try to make it seem like whatever. And I was like, that's crazy that it'd be like the people right across the street who would have known they would have been who they were.
Yeah.
And that's just an example of not everyone's gonna understand your path or the dedication it takes. Everyone wants to be great. No one knows what it actually entails.
Exactly. And I think just to piggyback off what you're saying, no one really wants to work hard. Everyone's scared of hard work. Y'all,
it's difficult.
It is hard. It's not easy, but truly, because everyone's dream, oh, I want to be successful, I want to do this, I want to do that, and haven't even written a plan down.
He also said that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
You plan to fail. Like,
and he only knew that because he made so many mistakes.
Exactly.
With the other kids. Yeah.
No way. Like, you literally, and anything, and I can't remember who said this to me, but anything that you like in your mind, like any goal that you have that is not written down, it is a wish. It is just a wish until you start writing it down and planning towards it. It is a wish. You have to make it. You have to start working towards it. And planning doesn't look like a to-do list, and you're just like, oh, these are the things that I want to do, and then you just check them off. No, planning is like,
it's extensive.
It is forever going. Like, it's just like the self-growth journey. It's forever. You will always need to plan. You will always need to go back to the drawing board.
It's gonna be a skill that's gonna take you into the next level.
Exactly.
Everything that you do now is going to prepare you for what's coming.
Exactly.
So you can't be belittling your own priorities and your own little goals. Like, it's just, oh, I'll get it done later. No,
it needs to get done now.
Yeah.
Prioritize yourself now.
I feel like an advice to people watching, like on goals and stuff, I feel like in life you gotta set your goals and what you want in life, you feel me? And then you got objectives, you feel me? Objectives basically like the checkpoints and necessary steps you need to get there, you feel me? You got a big goal, but like life is, you feel me, is a journey. So you can't just think it's gonna happen overnight, you feel me? So break it down, you feel me? Slow it down for you feel me? Work at your own pace, you feel me? Choose you, you feel me? Don't work on nobody else's time, and don't worry about, you feel me? Just break it down to you. One day at a time, you're gonna get what you need, where you need to get, you feel me?
Yeah, I agree. Y'all said some good stuff. Aw, thank you guys. That was deep. That was beautiful.
I hope you guys felt it through the camera.
Exactly. And another thing that we talked about during this season of The Outlet, me and Julie, came on The Outlet and we were talking about pet peeves versus red flags. So one thing I want to ask,
good one.
That was. I want to ask, like, has your definition changed in any way when it comes to describing pet peeves and red flags?
No, I don't think so. Like, for me, it's still the same. Red flags, what you see in somebody that, you feel me, that's just not it. You feel me? That's just not it. Like, it's a big caution in front of you. Like, don't do it. Red flag. Don't do it. I feel like it's not. I don't think the definition of red flag is ever going to change. For me, and pet peeves is what you don't like about a person. Like, not about one person. What you don't like in general that person happens to inhabit.
Yeah, exactly.
So, say you don't like dirty people, but that person started off clean but became dirty. That's a pet peeve. Like, now you mad. Dirty toenails or something.
That's a good point that you made, because a lot of people will show you what they think you want to see in the beginning, and then once, like, I was reading something today that said 3 to 4 months a person will they'll stop pretending.
Yeah, exactly. The act will
Scooby-Doo. Here's the villain.
And scene. Like,
it's like
Scooby-Doo.
What's that thing? It was like, he's a clown.
Literally. So that's a good point though. People do pretend, and I even said this in the last episode when me and Julie were talking. If you know you're not going to do something,
leave them alone.
First of all, leave.
That's so wrong.
Leave me alone. Number two, if you know that you're not, specifically, I know because I'm a girl, so I'm gonna say it from a guy's perspective, and then you can bring the girl's like what a girl does, you know. But for a guy specifically, they'll like come, you know, like they'll try like, you know, pursue you, whatever the case may be, this, that, and the third, and then 4 months into it, the consistency's done. They're not as, you know, proactive. What happened?
So many women have that.
But I feel like,
if you know,
not saying you guys have a wrong, like y'all not wrong for feeling how y'all feel, right? But females can't expect how things was like in the beginning for it to be exactly the same, for me, because like males do, nah, for real though, like males, like, you feel me, they'll show this persona, they'll come out, you feel me, be all nice and stuff, but that's only they trying to get you, you feel me, they trying to get you, and there's like so much more to do. When you first meet somebody, you feel me, I could take, you feel me, talk to you about, oh, how you doing, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite food, all this other. But once things proceed to the point where y'all are comfortable with each other, I feel like that's what it is. People get comfortable. Once y'all are comfortable with each other and things proceed to that next step or that next level and whatever relationships y'all got going on, then things start to change. You start to see the real in people. You feel me? But females gotta understand, not y'all. Females gotta understand that not everything gonna be sunshine and rainbows the whole way through, you feel me? And they get stuck on the standard that the male, you feel me, presented. And that's when the male, you feel me, you can't set a standard and then go below average on that standard. And that's when the females start to feel some type of way, like you're not doing, you don't love me the same, you're not doing this, you feel me? I feel like that's true. That's what
because when they come up,
they come hard,
tip top,
they'll come hard, racing, like Get Out style,
and then they pass the finish line, and then you know, like when you're there, like,
and then you're the prize, and they're just like,
no.
But I feel
sip
like,
of water, walk away.
But I feel like, you feel me, you guys as females, y'all gotta keep it interesting. You feel me, like,
what do you want me to do? Backflips?
Not like, you feel me, like just the analogy you just used. Once you get past the finish line, you feel like you the man. I done finished. But like, don't make it a finish line. You feel me?
It's a marathon.
You feel me? Make it a marathon. Don't make it a finish line. You feel me? Once you see the
marathon continues.
Once you see the finish line, you feel me? Keep it pushing. Like make it something else to go take. You feel me?
Yeah.
I feel like guys like to take.
You know what I think too, because I think you make a really, really good point with the whole, like, after we get to know each other, okay, like, the intent isn't the same, like the honeymoon stage.
Exactly.
Yeah, it finished.
The honeymoon stage
is getting to know.
Yeah, and reeling that person in. It's like, I caught this fish, okay, we're in this little tug of war. Okay, I got you, I caught you. We're not tugging and warring anymore. Like, it's like, there's no chase anymore. That's the next stage. And I feel like, I'll say this, as women, I feel like a lot of the times we lower the ball sometimes because we put so much emphasis on the beginning for the man to court us and to do all these things to get our attention, for sure. And then that's necessary. Don't get me wrong, that's necessary.
Yes.
You have to set that standard of what you're gonna do as a man, but then it falls back on us, whereas, okay, I've reeled you in. It can't be one-sided. Like, I think a lot of women go into relationships thinking, again, like, worship the floor that I walk on, kiss my feet, kind of thing. Do this, what can you do for me kind of attitude. But it's a tango. It's a teamwork kind of effort.
I agree. Like, in the sense of just like how y'all say, we're reeling y'all in. You feel me? It's in reality though, y'all really reeling us in. You feel me? Cause we're chasing y'all. We trying to get y'all. So you feel me? It's interesting because I'm learning you. I'm trying to understand you.
That's true.
So once I understand it, you feel me? I move accordingly. Now it's like, oh, he's not chasing me anymore.
There's to be changed.
Exactly. Yeah. Now there's a next step. You feel me? And that's what communication got to come.
Partnership at that point now.
Exactly.
Now I gotta communicate on. You feel me? Now y'all help grow each other, and I feel like you can find interest in that. You feel me? And set agendas. You feel me? I gotta have date night, all this other stuff, but like.
Keep it
interesting, but also, okay, what is our plan?
Yeah, exactly. I think it is very important from the beginning to like make sure you know what the expectation is. Because I think a lot of times both parties. I think a lot of time, and I'm gonna say something to the females, low key, guys be telling y'all that they don't want relationships. Then y'all be getting mad. when they don't
listen the first time.
No, yes.
Like DMX said, expect somebody to be what they showed you.
No, yeah.
Trust them to be themselves. No, that's so.
I'm not in the beginning.
agreeing.
I'm not ready for
I'm
a
agreeing.
relationship, and there's something in a female's mind thinks I'm gonna change his mind. I'm gonna, change anything. No,
You're not gonna change
baby,
him.
No.
That's not even your job, babe.
Exactly.
Again,
Pipe down.
choose yourself.
Exactly. I do it. Okay, no.
It all goes hand in hand to all parts of
Yep.
your life.
Yep.
And again, I've made the mistake personally, where I set the intention of I don't really want a relationship.
And so then,
And then when he held me to my standard,
yeah,
There was a problem.
yeah,
Big problems.
yeah,
Because I was mad.
You're like,
Now,
why? Yeah,
now
I
you
get it.
feel entitled. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now you feel like
I made the mistake.
this guy,
Yeah.
this guy's been with me this whole time. Now he feel like, you feel me? But then at the end of the day, you said what you said.
Yeah.
Now he look like a bad guy.
When in reality, he was just following your expectation from the jump, following your go. And one thing that guys do, they do observe. They do observe. They feel the moment, and they try to like kind of what he said. Like they want to be reeled in. Like guys do want to be reeled in by you because you're the one that they're interested.
Exactly.
I get that point. I definitely can see it. And sometimes we do drop the ball. We get too comfortable when
Too
they FaceTime
comfortable
us.
with
We
him.
don't look good. We got crust falling off our face. It's just a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, Kayla knows me, so I'm like, people do that? I'm like, y'all can't
People
do
stop
that.
caring
You
about
can't get
themselves.
that comfortable.
No, respect.
Don't get too comfortable. Sorry.
I feel like
If you don't have an AP.
I feel like the only time you get that comfortable, like when you live with that person.
And you
at that
married
point.
at that point, exactly, because he can't go nowhere.
Even
Hopefully.
then, I'm like, you have to keep it exciting, and that's the issue. I
true,
feel like
that's true.
we need to get some older people on here because I'm very interested to know why the love gets lost, what the
Exactly.
divorce rates are so high when they turn 50, and I think, wow, after 50 years or 20, 30 years with somebody,
That's
you're
it.
willing to let it go. I want to hear their perspective because
And you know what's crazy? I don't think divorce happens when the papers are signed. Divorce happened a long time ago mentally.
That's real.
Y'all stopped feeling each other a long time ago.
That's real.
Yeah, so by the
It's
time you
fine.
get the papers, it's been years.
It's
And they
been
always
years.
say that. They're like, I've been upset for years. They're
Exactly. So that's why they're so comfortable with actually signing the papers because y'all long time ago have already mentally checked
like, yeah,
out.
and by the time someone wants divorce papers, it's far gone.
it's far gone.
Because
There's
by the time family friends get involved,
No.
you're already so headstrong
On
into
your
what your
decision.
problems are. That's why communication is so key. Like you don't want to build things up to the point where it's like you can't repair it anymore.
Yeah.
So I think, and again, like I feel like a lot of the reasons why a lot of people don't have successful relationships or have problems getting into relationships is they don't realize the vulnerability that it takes to get to that point with somebody. Being in a relationship is not about what another person can do for me. Again, I said that before, it's a partnership. And again, it's not always, when you're in a partnership, when you're in a teamwork, it's two different heads. I know I struggle with that. I want everyone to read my mind. I'm like, this is what I want, fine. If they can't do it for me, I'll do it for myself. And that's me being, that's not how things work to me. So you have to communicate things. You have to be willing to open up and express yourself. It's painstaking and it's hard because you'll get to a point with somebody and it didn't work out and it's hurt and it hurts.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just don't realize how the emotional strain that it takes to actually
Open up.
get there with somebody. And that's why I'm like, when you see a relationship, value that because the amount of work it took for two people to come together. But also, it shouldn't also be that hard. It really shouldn't be. In the beginning, there shouldn't be problems. In the beginning, it should be all honeymoon stage. Again, like he said, you honeymoon and then we're working together. We should all be on the same plan, same page. We have the same goals in mind. Don't get me wrong, goals and feelings change, but again, you communicate those things and we see if you can continue going.
Exactly.
I want to say something. Like, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Like, one thing, like, I feel like a lot of people say it all the time: communicate. Yeah, that's important, you feel me? But like, I feel like I learned this year for me. The most important thing is not necessarily communicating, but understanding. You feel me? I feel like we communicating. I hear you. I hear you. Feel me? But like I don't understand what you're trying to tell me, or you not getting what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not trying to come at you. I'm not trying to, you feel me? But like understanding what the other person is trying to, you feel me? Instill, you feel me? So once we start listening and stop feeling so entitled, you feel me? Oh, you're not listening to my feelings, or I'm not listening to your feelings, you feel me? And that goes in every area, you feel me? Whether it's business or sport you play with your teammate, or even your relationship, you feel me? Y'all gotta really sit down and understand, like, this is my point of view, this is your point of view, how can we meet in the middle?
Exactly.
And I feel like
Exactly.
that goes way
Yep.
way bigger than just communicating alone.
That's true.
And it takes knowing yourself to do so.
It does, exactly. And I call it in my brain, or maybe I heard it somewhere. I don't know, don't quote me on this. I might have heard it, don't cancel me for saying this, but before like Kelly stole that. But I call it the big C, but I think I heard it somewhere. Communication, comprehension, and compromise. Me, like what and what I like take, what takes the forefront of my mind when I'm going into something. You know, I'm like, okay, communicating, comprehending what the person is telling me, and compromising, because we are, exactly, coming to the middle, sacrifice, because what people, and also we were just talking about this in the car, people don't truly understand the meaning of love. It has nothing to do with receiving, but more to do with giving. You actually have to like get that concept, because if you go into a relationship you're thinking, oh, what can I gain from this, you miss the whole point. Just don't bother, leave the person alone.
Like
both
what
of you.
Jada said, like, I'm sorry to bring their names up, but
nobody's
tired.
true.
But like they said, you can't expect somebody to bring you happiness.
Yep,
you have to come
happy,
two people full of energy, ready to love on one another. It's not, I'm deprived, so I need this person.
Yeah.
That's not what it is.
Yeah.
And that's when you need to go back and like
I feel like
check in here.
Yeah, for sure.
what you said on love, you feel me? Somebody asked me like, what is love to you feel me? And I broke it down very simple, like it's like we were talking about earlier, like sacrifice, you feel me? And that could be a dangerous thing, you feel me? Like, yeah, you love somebody, but like love, like, you feel me, the passion of love, you feel me, like sacrificing, you feel me, sacrificing me for the sake of you. That's when you know you love somebody. Like, people throw that word around, like, I love you,
Yeah,
I love you.
they don't truly
Yeah,
understand.
you can, I feel like when you say that, it's not a matter of love. I feel like I just care for you.
For you,
I care for you, like, I love you, I love you.
Yeah,
they're
I
saying it
care
as
about
I
you.
care about you. If
Yeah,
something happen to
I
you, I'll
agree.
be there, yeah. But love is like, I'll take a bullet for you, feel me? If I have my last, I'll give it to you. Just like how y'all were talking about earlier, like choosing you, and you feel me, and say I have this budget set and somebody asks me for exactly how much. I love you so much. I'm gonna just give it to you, because you feel me, barring my consequences, I don't care what happens to me, as long as you happy and satisfied.
Yeah.
And that's why I say that can be so dangerous. You feel me? People lose themselves just going back to choosing you. Yeah, we say it like choosing you, but it's so hard for people to choose you themselves once they're in love for real, because it's like, I'm giving you me. So whatever you need, I'm giving it to you so much that it's so hard for me to choose me. And when I try to choose me and I go away from like not making you satisfied, my love for you, you feel me, I feel like I'm letting you down.
Yeah.
So I feel like love is so dangerous, you feel me? You can't just be throwing that around.
You
You feel
can't.
me? That's major.
And I think that's what makes it conditional. It's not no, for real. That's what makes it conditional. To piggyback off of what you're saying, if you know, I can't remember. It's like, because like you said, okay, you're sacrificing, right? You're sacrificing yourself, and then you reach a point where you want to choose you. Your partner also should be in a headspace of understanding and able to fill in that. It's like you guys will literally be doing this the whole time. Like, one time a person's gonna be filling in, you know what I'm saying?
Like that picture with the flowers and they both pour into each other.
You guys are literally,
even if I give you my all, the reality is when it's your turn, I got you, you got me.
Period. And it's like,
That's
you
how it
both
should be.
Exactly. That's why it's never 50-50. It's 100-100. Period.
That's why I said people feel entitled, you feel me? Once you start giving them something so much and it stops, now they feel like, well, you don't love me no more because you're not giving it to me no more. I just can't no more. I don't got it to give
I'm
no
drained.
more.
You need
Now
to
I'm
provide
drained.
me.
I done gave you so much. Now fill my cup. You feel me? Now bring it back to me. Now we meet in the middle. Now we halfway. Now we go. That's why she was saying I agree with her 100%. It's a partnership. Once you pass that honeymoon, it's a partnership. Now I got you. You got me. You feel me? Now when y'all buzz down like that, it's like y'all can keep going. I don't like what you doing. What can I do to fix it?
Yeah.
I don't like what you doing. What can I do to fix it? And then when it keeps going like that, I feel like it's nothing I can get y'all. That's an unbreakable bond. Y'all become best friends.
Exactly.
Man, nothing like can start that bond relationship. I feel like that's major.
For sure. And to piggyback off what you both are saying, it takes putting your pride down. Putting your pride down and saying, I am wrong in the situation. And also understanding that even if your intentions were right, or you in your intention you had a good intention of helping somebody or helping your partner, and if they received it the opposite way, you have to be in a place of ability to understand that you
and put your pride aside.
Like, okay, that hurts you, I'm so sorry, how did you take it? Because this is what I meant, but it doesn't matter what I meant anymore, because I care about you and this is how you took it. So therefore, yeah, like, because it's just literally, it's mind-boggling, because
it is,
like,
because,
nobody wants to put in that work anymore for a healthy relationship.
And like you always say, and I try to keep this in my head too, you're always like, Sydney, it's not, no one said this was easy. Like no one guaranteed you this was gonna be a smooth ride.
No,
so please don't act surprised. And I'm like, that's so true, because again, we talk about communicate, comprehension. It doesn't look as simple as one simple conversation. It's going to take multiple conversations. Because again, we all have our built up traumas. We all have our things of why we act the way that we do. We have our own ways of receiving love and giving love, and all those things aren't easily understood. And I feel like in society right now, we are prideful people. We're such prideful and entitled people. Like again, I see the thing, every man thinks he can do better. Every woman thinks she can do better. At some point in time, you have to be very real with yourself. That's why it's so important to know what it is that you want. What do you want? What are you looking for? Because after a certain point, I'm the key to tell you, don't settle. Do not settle. If you know you want something, that's what you want. Don't listen to nobody else.